My best friend of 12 years turned into someone I don't even recognize, and now I honestly hate her. I, 31F, used to believe that my best friend Jenna, 30F, and I were soulmates, just not in the romantic sense. We met when we were 19, working part-time at a bookstore. We clicked instantly. Same humor, same taste in movies, same fear of turning into our mothers. We went through everything together: heartbreaks, job changes, panic attacks at 3 a.m., spontaneous trips with $23 between us. We were the kind of best friends who texted constantly, finished each other's sentences, and had our songs. People joked that we were a married couple. But over the years, something started to shift. I don't know the exact moment when our friendship turned sour. It was slow, like watching a glass of water grow cloudy one drop at a time. The little cracks. It started small. Jenna got into a relationship with a guy named Evan. At first, I was happy for her. He seemed nice enough. But then she stopped replying to my texts. Cancelled plans last minute. When we did meet up, she was always distracted, on her phone texting him, or venting about his ex. I tried to be understanding. Relationships take time, right? But when I started dating someone, a quiet, sweet guy named Max, Jenna barely acknowledged it. She made snide comments like, "He seems boring," or, "Are you sure you're not just settling?" I brushed it off. Then came the competition. If I got a promotion, she downplayed it. If I lost weight, she claimed she was about to start a new diet too. If I posted a selfie and got compliments, she posted a better one within minutes. I began to notice she didn't cheer for me. She competed with me. Quietly, passive-aggressively, and always with a smile. The birthday that changed everything. 2 years ago, she threw a massive birthday party for herself and didn't invite me. No warning. No fight. Just, nothing. I saw it on Instagram. Her surrounded by people I knew, wearing a glittery dress I helped her pick out months earlier. I sat on my couch in pajamas, stunned, heart pounding, wondering what the hell I had done. When I confronted her, she said, "I didn't think you'd want to come. You've seemed weird lately." That was her excuse. I was weird. I was the problem. The final blow. I pulled back after that. Started setting boundaries. Less texting. More time with Max, my family, my own hobbies. Jenna didn't like that. She started posting cryptic messages about fake friends and people changing. She made sure mutual friends saw it. Some of them even stopped talking to me. Then came the worst part: she told Max that I had cheated on him. A complete, bold-faced lie. She told him I had confessed it to her during a drunken girls' night that never happened. She framed it so well, Max actually doubted me for a day. It took showing him my location history, old texts, and a full mental breakdown to convince him it wasn't true. Why did she do it? To hurt me? To destroy my relationship? Because she couldn't stand that I was happy without her. All I know is, that was the day the friendship officially died. From friendship to hatred. I don't use the word hate lightly. But I hate who she became. I hate that she manipulated me, lied to people about me, and then played the victim. I hate that a decade of memories now feel like poison. She made me question my worth, my instincts, even my reality. And when I finally stood up for myself, she turned on me like I was an enemy. I still see her online. Pretending to be kind and spiritual. Posting self-love quotes and photos from yoga retreats. She's full of shit. I wish I could say I forgive her. I wish I could say I've moved on. But the truth is, some betrayals don't fade. Some people don't deserve closure. And some friendships don't end quietly. They rot. They fester. And they teach you exactly who not to be. 3 years after my best friend lied and tried to destroy my relationship, she's back, and more dangerous than ever. It's been 3 years since Jenna disappeared from my life, or, more accurately, since I cut her out like a tumor. After she tried to sabotage my relationship by lying to my boyfriend, now husband, Max, and claiming I cheated on him, I was done. I blocked her everywhere. Changed my number. Went completely no contact. The fallout was brutal. Mutual friends chose sides. Some ghosted me entirely. Others admitted Jenna had been spreading rumors for months, saying I'd become cold, jealous, toxic. It hurt. But honestly, losing her was the healthiest thing that ever happened to me. I went to therapy. Max and I rebuilt trust. We got married last year in a small mountain ceremony surrounded by people who actually loved us. I got promoted. I made new friends, friends who don't weaponize my vulnerabilities. For a while, I almost forgot she existed. Until last month. The message. It started with a DM request on Instagram from a private account. Hi. I know I'm probably the last person you want to hear from. But please. I need your help. I deleted it instantly. I wasn't interested in playing games. 2 days later, another message. This time from a different account. And this time, with a name I recognized. Her sister. Mallory. Hey, I know this is random, but Jenna's been going through something serious. I think she's in danger. Can we talk? I didn't want to. Every instinct screamed, this is bait. But I couldn't ignore Mallory completely. We were never close, but she was always the normal one in Jenna's family, quiet, kind, and painfully honest. So I agreed to a call. The truth, or a new lie? Mallory told me Jenna had spiraled, hard. After I cut her off, Jenna's next friendship group collapsed too. One girl accused her of stealing a boyfriend. Another claimed Jenna faked a health crisis for attention. Eventually, Jenna lost her job, her apartment, and moved back in with her mom. She's not okay, Mallory said. I think she's sick. Mentally. I asked why Mallory was telling me this. Because you were the last person who really knew her. Before all this. Then she dropped the bomb. Jenna talks about you like you're still in her life. She refers to you in the present tense. I think she believes, you're still friends. I went cold. She talks like you're just busy. Like you'll come visit soon. Like you're still her person. I sat in silence, processing that. Mallory continued, I think she needs closure. Or clarity. Or something. Can you just talk to her once? Against my better judgment. Max was completely against it. You owe her nothing, he said. She burned you, remember? He wasn't wrong. But I remembered the girl Jenna used to be. I remembered late-night drives, crying in the parking lot at Taco Bell, dancing in our pajamas to Florence and the Machine. And some naive part of me still wanted to believe that girl existed somewhere under the wreckage. So I agreed to meet. We chose a neutral place, a public park in a quiet part of town. Middle of the day. Sun out. Safe. When I saw her, I almost didn't recognize her. She looked thinner. Fragile. Her hair, once glossy and perfectly styled, was tied back carelessly. Her clothes were wrinkled. Her eyes had bags under them, but still had that familiar, unnerving sparkle. We sat on opposite ends of a bench. I didn't say anything first. She did. I missed you so much. That's how she started. Like nothing had ever happened. I missed you. I've been thinking about you every day. I knew you'd come eventually. I stayed silent. She kept going. I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But that was a different version of me. I was broken. Lost. You were always the only one who saw the real me. I finally spoke. You lied to Max. You tried to destroy my life. And now you're acting like I ghosted you over a minor fight. She blinked, almost surprised. But we always forgave each other. That was our thing. That was our thing. When we were teenagers. Not after you told the love of my life that I was cheating. She looked down. I didn't think it would go that far. I didn't want to lose you. And he was taking you away. That moment, I understood, she didn't regret what she did, she regretted losing control. The manipulation returns. I told her clearly, I'm not here to reconnect. I'm not coming back. I just wanted to say this to your face so there's no confusion, you're not part of my life anymore. She stared at me like I'd slapped her. And then, the switch flipped. Her voice got colder. Flat. She said, you always thought you were better than me. She stood up abruptly. It must be so easy for you. Perfect little life. Perfect man. Perfect job. But you're still the same self-righteous bitch you've always been. I sat still, letting her words hit and pass like wind. She leaned in slightly, smiling darkly. Don't worry. I won't bother you again. But if your husband ever gets bored, he knows where to find me. And with that, she walked away. Now I know. I drove home shaking. Not with sadness, but with relief. I had needed this. Not to forgive her. Not to get closure. But to remind myself of the kind of toxicity I had escaped. She hadn't changed. Not really. She was still playing the victim, still lashing out, still craving attention and control. And now she was even more dangerous, because she wore pain like armor. My final thoughts. I don't hate Jenna anymore. I pity her. But that doesn't mean I'll ever let her near my life again. Because here's what I've learned. Not all friendships are meant to last. Some people aren't broken, they're sharp. They cut. And sometimes the kindest thing you can do is walk away and never look back. I gave her 12 years. Now I give myself peace. And if she ever comes back again, I won't meet her at a park. I'll call security. Just when I thought I'd moved on from my toxic ex-best friend, someone started sabotaging my life, and I think I know who. It's been 8 months since that last encounter with Jenna. I walked away from her in that park thinking I had seen the last of her. She was unhinged, toxic, manipulative, and she had made it crystal clear that she hadn't changed. If anything, she'd gotten worse. So I blocked every number, reported her burner accounts, and told Max I never wanted to speak her name again. But the problem with someone like Jenna? They never really go away. They just wait. Watch. Plot. It started with the emails. At first, it was subtle. I got an email from HR at my job about a complaint. Someone had anonymously sent in a tip that I was bullying a junior colleague. Using real names, times, and completely fabricated details. The problem? That junior colleague and I were actually close. She was shocked, said she'd never said anything. The email? A Gmail account under a fake name. No trace. HR dropped it after a brief internal check. Then Max got a message on LinkedIn. A new profile, with no photo, told him I was emotionally abusive and manipulative behind closed doors. The language was eerily familiar. It was the same kind of phrases Jenna had used when she tried to convince him I was cheating years ago. We brushed it off. But the messages didn't stop. Full-blown harassment. I started getting weird DMs again, this time from multiple fake accounts. Some said things like, "People are finally seeing who you are. I know what you did to her. She deserved better." Others were even creepier. You think you're safe just because she's quiet now? You took everything from her. Now it's your turn. I reported them. Blocked. Moved on. Until one of them sent me an old photo. It was from 2016. Me and Jenna on the roof of our college apartment, wine in our hands, laughing in a moment I had long buried. The photo was never posted online. It had only existed on her phone, and mine. I had deleted mine years ago. That was when the pit in my stomach turned to concrete. She was back, in secret. I didn't confront her. I didn't respond. I didn't even tell Max at first. Instead, I started documenting everything, screenshots, timestamps, messages, logs. I contacted a friend who worked in digital security. We traced 2 of the burner accounts to a VPN, but one slipped. There was an IP hit from a town just 40 minutes away. Guess who moved to that town 6 months ago? Mallory. Jenna's sister. The confrontation, but not with Jenna. I emailed Mallory. I know what's happening. I'm not going to the police, yet. But if Jenna is using your address or Wi-Fi to harass me, you need to shut it down. Now. She called me in tears. No. No. I swear I didn't know. I thought she was doing better. She said she deleted all those accounts. So it was her. I asked Mallory how bad it was. She hesitated. Then told me everything. The full picture. Jenna had been obsessed. She kept a notebook, pages of rants about me. She printed out my Instagram posts. Wrote translations beneath each one. As if every quote or photo was secretly about her. She believed I had ruined her life, that I had stolen her future. She was convinced Max should have been hers, even though she had never once expressed romantic interest in him before things went south. Mallory found the notebook accidentally. And when she confronted Jenna, Jenna laughed. It's not harassment if it's just the truth, she reportedly said. That was when Mallory reached out to Jenna's therapist, and eventually cut contact. She needs help I can't give her, she told me. I'm sorry for what she's doing. I tried. I believe her. But that didn't fix the fear. The breaking point. Last week, someone slashed my car tires outside my house. Police came. No witnesses. No cameras. No proof. But I know. I know it was her. Because when I got back inside, there was a note in the mailbox. Typed. Folded. Just 6 words. Funny how flat things fall apart. That's when Max said, enough. We installed cameras. Changed passwords. Took legal steps. We filed a formal police report for harassment. We lawyered up. And finally. I feel like I'm done. Not just with Jenna, but with any hope that she would ever stop on her own. Some people break quietly. Others go down screaming. Jenna didn't just lose a friend. She lost control. And now she's trying to haunt a life she was never invited into. But I'm not 22 anymore. I'm not the girl who cried after Instagram captions. I'm not afraid of her bitterness, her lies, or her desperate games. I'm not playing anymore. If you've ever walked away from someone toxic, and they refuse to let you go, I see you. I believe you. You are not crazy. And you don't owe them silence. After my ex-best friend slashed my tires and sent me threats, I finally took her down. I never imagined a friendship breakup would turn into a personal war. When Jenna and I drifted apart years ago, I mourned it like a death. What I didn't realize was that the person I once called my best friend wasn't just hurting, she was growing more dangerous, more obsessed, more manipulative. After the car tire incident and the note, we filed everything with the police, the photos, the messages, the Instagram threats, even the anonymous email complaints to my job. But I was told the same infuriating thing over and over. Without solid proof or an eyewitness, there's nothing we can do yet. So we got serious. The plan. Max and I upgraded our home security, full outdoor camera coverage, motion alerts, digital locks. But that wasn't all. I hired a private investigator. It sounds extreme, I know. But I was tired of waiting for Jenna to strike again. I wanted to catch her in the act, not just react afterward. It wasn't cheap. But within a week, the PI found something that made my blood run cold. He tailed her to a public library in her town. From the public computer lab, she logged into 5 different fake Instagram accounts, 2 of which had messaged me directly. We had time stamps, screenshots, and even security footage from the library showing her sitting there, typing away. But that wasn't all. The stalker wall. The PI also discovered she had rented a tiny studio apartment. When he posed as a maintenance worker and got a look inside, what he found was chilling. One wall of her apartment was covered in printed screenshots of my life. My wedding photos. My LinkedIn updates. Instagram captions with her handwriting underneath. A pinned sticky note that read, "She owes me everything." It was a literal obsession wall. At that point, we didn't need police hesitation. We got a lawyer and filed for a restraining order. Legal action. We presented everything, the harassment, the vandalism, the PI evidence, the digital threats, and the stalking. And finally, a judge agreed. Jenna was served a temporary restraining order and ordered to appear in court 2 weeks later for a hearing. Her response. She went silent. Completely. Not a word. No new accounts. No messages. No weird packages. Nothing. I almost let my guard down. The court hearing. The day of the hearing was surreal. She showed up in a long gray coat, her hair tied back tightly, expression emotionless. She didn't speak once. Her court-appointed attorney tried to claim that I had stirred up old wounds by agreeing to meet her in the park months ago. But the judge wasn't buying it. He granted a 5-year restraining order. Jenna was legally forbidden to contact me, my husband, my workplace, or appear within 300 feet of our home or property. Any violation would result in immediate arrest. As she left the courtroom, our eyes met for half a second. She didn't look angry. She looked empty. Closure, but not relief. You'd think I'd feel triumphant after that. Like the story was finally over. But I didn't. I felt grief. Again. Grief for the friend I had loved so deeply, for the years we spent as inseparable girls, for the part of me that believed she could be saved. But grief doesn't mean regret. I don't regret walking away. I don't regret defending myself. And I sure as hell don't regret surviving her. Why I'm writing this? Because friendship breakups are real trauma. Because people think, just ignore her, is a solution. Because not all abusers are romantic partners, sometimes they're people who knew your deepest secrets and used them as weapons. I thought the end of our friendship was the worst part. I was wrong. The worst part was underestimating what a broken, bitter person will do when they can't control you anymore. Final words, for her, if she ever reads this. You lost me years ago. You didn't lose me because of Max. Or a lie. Or a mistake. You lost me because you turned your pain into poison, and expected me to drink it with you. But I survived. And I'm done being your shadow.